I'm just looking at you now for the first time. I don't know. You've been here for a while.
How are you?
Between the shirt and toque and the beard and everything, you very much have a lumberjack feel today. Where did you park your axe? Your hatchet?
My saw?
Yeah.
I got a double ender. You get the other side? Well,
double
ender.
Go.
Careful.
I know there's a few of those kicking around your house.
I don't know about that.
Welcome to the podcast. It is Barn Burner Tuesday.
Well, they play the Blues on Tuesday and Thursday, and they play the Blues tonight, and they didn't play the Blues 2 days ago. So I'm with you on a Tuesday.
Game day, get your helmet on.
Anyone else notice?
Whatever you need for your... we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
What do you mean we'll get there? You don't know what I'm going to say.
Going somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were talking about the clear and obvious addition to your shot, but go ahead. Sorry.
What I was going to say was, anyone else noticed what a prick Pinder has been in his snide comments, even in the group chat, while his kids and family have been away?
Like what?
Like on Sunday when Mace, Pinder sent out the Corey Mace video of Mace at the Bills game.
He's walking to the Bills game.
And I said, "Oh, is he here?" And Pinder replied with, "Yeah, you idiot. Clearly he's walking into the stadium." And it's like, well, it wasn't clear. It was just a picture of Mace. So,
yeah, Ryan.
Just
now
making
this up. I don't
snip at people. He's, you're edgy, and it's because of your lack of sleep and overindulgence in booze. And you should maybe.
Look at how happy he is.
Look at Mace, our boy. When are we going to get him on? Come back to Calgary, Corey.
And so is that right there screams, "I'm walking into the Bills stadium." Were you so?
Well, there was a video. This was a screenshot of the video. The video had him walking amongst other people in Bills gear in the same direction.
That doesn't mean you should call Rhett stupid.
I did not call it stupid. Where was this video? I didn't think I was.
I didn't see a video. Now, I didn't pay that close attention, in fairness.
You're high as a kite, still sleeping. That's your.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Is he in Buff? Yes, he's D coordinator in Toronto. Huge Buffalo fan. Clearly walking to the game. Grey Cup champ.
Clearly, Rhett. You're stupid.
Duh.
I hear it too, Rhett. I heard it
right.
Sure.
Bungalow. His wife's wearing Bills gear. They're all Bills geared up. It's moments before the game.
Is it a video?
Rhett's going to the game. Oh, it's a video.
On our chat. Yeah.
You just ignoring nervousness. Am I still frozen here for you guys or just me?
You're froze.
Sweet.
You're froze up. We are we're on a game day. We're on a Tuesday. We have some things to get to today.
Yeah.
Some updates. Do we look any different, Retro? How do we look?
You guys aren't attractive people, so you're as good as you could do. Pinder's got the fancy new shirt. It's kind of nice, I guess. The toque combo doesn't really work for me. I wish it was a yellow toque to go with that shirt. It would be wonderful.
For us, it'll be a lot.
No, you look good. It's still dark.
Yeah, feels dark. We got new cameras. We got a couple new cameras
and new lights. We got to figure that out.
Yeah, new lights, new cameras. So we gotta work on the ISO and the exposure and all that sort of stuff.
What he said. That's what we got to do.
Get you all bogged down in the details, Retro, but because we care about the quality of this program.
There you go.
We're investing in it. We're putting money back in, resources back into this show.
Time, effort, resources, a lot of heart.
A lot of it. Yep. I'll ask. We're here in the Tower Chrysler studios. Tower Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Your favorite Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer in Calgary. You voted. You voted.
Not even close.
Calgary Consumer Choice Award winner and that thing there. No one better at it. Not according to the consumers of the Choice Award winner.
Not according to the people. The people, Dean.
The people. The people voted. Said, people, damn people, right. People. Give me some Tower Chrysler. So we're here in the Tower Chrysler studios. You are on our YouTube. You're in the middle of 3 frames, and there is something sitting beside you and in front of you. It looks like a.
Is it an Emmy? Is it a Grammy? Is it a People's Choice Award?
EGOT?
I'm assuming that you guys sent this to me.
What is it? What is it? Let's see.
You didn't send this to me, is what you're telling me?
First I've seen it.
I am the
person of the year.
and somebody sent it to my house.
Wow.
I
glad it got there.
You guys.
What were the odds? Like 1 in 7 billion? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Person.
So this is
Person of the year.
Yeah. So you guys did
Holy.
not send person of the year to the Rhett.
I'm sure we did.
See, the thing is, Rhett's pals, there's a lot of candidates for who could have sent the person of the year trophy to Rhett.
So it just showed up in a box. There was no card, no explanation.
Oh, I would think someone in white gloves showed up in a limo or some sort of a town car to deliver it by hand. You can't have those floating around. This person of the year award getting lost in the mail.
Yeah, the Stanley Cup guy brought it.
Yes, Phil Pritchard was there.
Mike Bolt.
Oh, the guy with the park down the middle.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, that's good.
Well, I got some detective work to do, apparently.
This was like my birthday when I got the Warner jersey. You turd said it wasn't you. I got a Warner 04 red with the black logo jersey. I was sure it was you guys.
I like the anonymous.
Of course you do.
I like that.
Thought it was McCreath's there, so it wasn't them.
Has it boosted your spirits? Do you feel like you're deserving of being the person of the year?
It's going to be with me for a while. I feel like it should sit here. I think it looks great on the screen. It makes me feel good. Turn it around, and I can see the impact I've had in people's lives, somebody's life.
I think you should build a shelf or something and have it in the background.
We need to see person of the year. It just looks like
I know.
Yeah, I don't know what the award is until that's
you
what
got
we need. Yeah, there you are.
And it seems massive.
Yeah,
now,
put it close,
because we're on a webcam and that it's the
be
perspective is a little off, I'm sure, but it seems look how huge that thing is. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm guessing that.
Let's make sure we get a screenshot.
I'm guessing that the postage was more than the actual. It feels a bit flimsy.
Can you is it like chocolate inside? Can you unwrap the tin foil off of it and eat it?
What do you mean? That's not like titanium? That's not stainless steel melted down?
So anyway,
that's exciting though.
We have Flames hockey tonight. The Calgary Flames are playing the first of back-to-back games in St. Louis against the Blues.
There's a back-to-back because there's 2 in a row, but they're not back-to-back nights. I said back-to-back the other night, and I'm like, did I say that wrong? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if you're going to split hairs, you're being a jerk about it.
Good, okay.
It's like they're playing each other.
2 in a row.
The Blues aren't going to play anyone else before they play the Flames again, and vice versa.
Right.
So
it's a pair in the Show Me State.
I think we talked about it before. You feel like maybe the fans, it's a bit of a rip if you've got the same team in for consecutive games. Let's call it that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think if anything, it might build throw a little log on the fire. That second game might have a little bit, unless it's a complete stinker.
Yeah, I don't know that was the case in San Jose, but that never was going to be a barn burner.
Yeah,
log on the fire one.
Good job. Slide that right in there. Do you ever have any of those retro in your playing days outside of playoffs? Obviously,
Mini. The St. Paul Hotel for like.
Oh, you would have been so caught up on sleep.
Brutal. Yeah, I didn't like it. And that was always the thought of when we did it. It would have been 06, I'm guessing. That time frame was that. Oh, there'll be lots of bad blood. You know, guys will be mad. They're gonna have back-to-back games against the same team. They're gonna pay back. Snooze fest.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of who you would you have had bad blood with back then in those days. What random Wes Walz era wild forward or defenseman would you have had?
Brian Rolston's going to get one.
Yeah, Rolston. I
don't know.
Andrew Burnett.
Yeah. They had that big Matt Johnson. I'm certainly wasn't going to try to muck about with him.
God love him
for Oliwar Simon, please.
God love him, Derek Bukart.
Yep.
He'd keep you honest. Side note, I'm going to bring it up only because I'm thinking of this era, getting our stuff together for the Jasper Pond hockey coming up at the end of the month. I had the skates out, had to dig and find the skates because we went out on the lake for a little twirl there. Gonna need a stick, I guess, right?
Yeah,
gonna need a stick.
You shoot right or left? Both?
I'm righty.
You're like, I have a flat blade. You got the old Coho.
So I went, where is my stick? So I go rooting around for it. Stick that I have, I actually bought one off of Depot down at the Dome. End of the year, he had some extra stuff
Equipment
kicking around. So it was a player's stick. Like, yeah, that'll work.
Give us the year, we get to guess.
This is how I don't even know. It'll be too hard. It'll be too random.
Nick Hagman.
But this will tell you how long it's been since I've had a stick, bought a stick. Eric Goddard.
Whoa.
An Eric Goddard pattern.
He might have been the sneakiest tough guy, or like top 5 in the league, maybe top 3. Rhett could speak to it, but I don't think he got enough credit for how tough he was. He could go with anyone.
He could go with anyone and knock them the F out.
Yeah. Like it wasn't just, I'll get in there and try. Like, whew.
Well, he got the better of Bugard.
Oh,
the one night at the Dome, I remember. It was one of those ones where you lean, okay, ooh, here they go. Well, he would actually train as a boxer / fighter. I think he had, the old he'd shoot the old Dukes. He had
have this up on socials.
The sweet science. Tough SOB, that Eric Goddard.
That was
Pittsburgh
a bad
before,
one.
I want to say.
Yeah, it was they started in the island, ended in Pittsburgh, won a cup with Pittsburgh. Yeah, he started in the island.
Nice.
That was a bad when he came up and he fought Bugard. I mean, it was fine for him. He won. Not so good for Derek, but it looked bad because Goddard had been down in the minors, and Boogie had run around the game before, and Daryl called him up. I remember this was because Grapes was giving him shit, kind of making a comment that you don't call a guy up, send him out there, have him do that, have him have success, and the next day back to the minors. And it didn't look
and that's
good.
what happened.
And then they brought him back again. But Iggy, I remember because we wanted him around. He was a really good dude. He's going through some hard times right now. He's epilepsy, I believe, and it's not. I haven't heard lately. Anyway, I don't want to get off the topic. But he had come to camp and he'd done everything you wanted, and all of a sudden they sent him to the minors, and all of us were like, "Wait a minute, why are we getting?" This is still the era where there were tough guys around, and Iggy liked having tough guys, and most teams had them. So, blah blah blah. He got sent to the minors. We were all disappointed. They brought him up. He give it to Boogie Good, and then they sent him right back down again. And it was like, geez, keep this guy here. And then finally they brought him back, and he stuck around. So, but it was good. He got to go win a Stanley Cup in Pittsburgh, and everybody's got good things to say about that. No Eric Goddard. He was a good guy, or is a good guy.
That is true.
And he would have left lots of goals in that stick for you, Boom Boom.
Yeah, and they're still in there. I can't wait to get it up.
Saving
there.
them for Jasper.
So many,
yeah.
15, 20 years later, they're still in there.
His mitt's the same. Like, they're just, the palms are fully intact. He's just. Whoosh.
Speaking of, you throw out those names, and I don't know why we're going here. I just thought of it last night. Blues today.
Yeah.
Here's the script. If you're watching on YouTube, so here is Derek Bugard, Eric Goddard. Both guys are 6'4", 6'5". Just, it's heavy.
I was going to say, in today's NHL, each of these guys is the toughest guy in the NHL.
I would guess Goddard's given up some pounds here, right? He's tall.
Goddard's smaller,
feels a little bit more lean.
He had one of those. Oh, wow. He had the hands that hurt you, right? There's certain guys that punch you, and it don't feel good. And he had those mitts.
That was a whoa kind of moment, because you just didn't see Bugard ever lose. The St. Louis Blues, there is a time, and it won't be tonight, I don't think, but if you were going to play 2 games back-to-back in St. Louis, you may have lost some sleep. Back to the days of Tony Twist. You know what? They were a tough, mean team once upon a time. Were they when like your day or a little bit before that? Because of course, you know, Chaser and all that, but there were some tough customers there, man.
They had 5 guys, right? They had 5 instead of 2 guys patrolling, they had 5. Rudy Poshek was there for a while, but Chaser and Twist, and then there was always someone in the middle of those 2 mutants that was willing to smack you around too. So it was like, oh, Twist got mad. I hammered what was his name? Number 9 came in St. Louis. I hit a guy in front of the net, and Twist didn't appreciate the hit, and he was after me the rest of the game. And I'm like, this is not cool. Because he would
less fun to play with him.
Yeah.
Shane Corson, perhaps.
Corson was there.
He number
was
9s. Who would have been?
No, it wasn't Corson. It was a smaller, more of a goal scorer. I would
Cam
recognize
Jansen was there for a bit. Ooh, he was tough.
That was after. Yeah.
Okay.
Zezel.
They just had a lot of middleweights, it looks like.
But they and what's crazy about Tony Twist, just a moderate, he was 6'1", but 240 or whatever it was. He wasn't a behemoth in terms of towering over you. But neither was, I mean, how big is Kelly Chase?
Chase is not big either. Chase would be smaller.
Well, Ty Domi was the same, right?
Yeah.
Chase was the smart fighter.
Yeah. Chase 5'11", 200. He's listed here.
Twist. I remember being in the corner with Tony Twist in St. Louis, and he basically grabbed me he had the puck in the corner, so I'm pushing on his back, and he reaches with his hand and grabs me by the sweater, middle of the chest, and just, you stay here and I'll have the puck. You know, he wasn't going to do much with the puck, but there was no way I was getting loose of that grip. He just held me there and tried to move the puck towards, and I was going nowhere. One hand, just, you stay here. He was so strong. And the problem with Twist was he'd hurt you. Like Goddard put Bugard down there. But every time Twist fought, there was a fear that you might be out for a month. Like, he broke Razor's face.
Oh.
He broke his face. Like, Razor, you know, a couple days before, I wasn't even on the team then, but Twist was crushing guys, and some media asked Rob Ray, like, what do you think about Twist? And he's like, well, what do you want me to be? Scared of the guy? I don't know. Whatever. So he fought him, and then Twist took it as kind of an insult and then just smushed his face. Yeah. Like, oof, okay. And that's the problem. It hit you so hard, things would break. He punched Paul Laus, one of my first or second years. Lauser was fighting everyone, fought like 35 times my rookie year, maybe 39. And so he fights Twist, and Twist hits him in the helmet, and that helmet just kablamo exploded. Just pieces everywhere. Made a mess of it. Not good.
Can you imagine?
I also,
if
and I don't know,
held a helmet, yeah.
There's a rumor that when St. Louis let Twister know they weren't going to bring him back, he left the rink on his Harley. Someone ran into him.
That's right.
And he punched him. Yeah. Got run over on his bike, got up, and went and dealt with it himself. So
because I remember
Kelly Chase has so many stories.
Let's get him on to tomorrow, the day after. Be a perfect time. Because I remember hearing about that. Tony Twist outside got hit by a car on his motorbike. Oh my God, is he okay? Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, the
guy in the car. Fucking banged up.
It's one of those famous. You should see how the other guys do it.
Yeah. So what do we expect here? We've got 2 fairly even teams in terms of records and points and records coming in. The Blues have handled the Flames fairly well.
Oh, they looked awful against the Blues that right before Christmas, that last home game they had. It was a Friday night. Everyone was wound up, ready to let it rip, and they just looked awful. It was one of the worst showings of the year from the Flames, and that's saying something.
When I was going to say, if not that, was it Buffalo? I don't know, because to me it might have been
Buffalo's very early,
stinkiest effort.
I kind of excuse Buffalo. It's like the second week or third week of the year or whatever, and it's like, okay, that's going to happen. But when the Blues came through town, it was like, okay, guys, it's time to get your shit together. Like, enough's enough. You got to start performing better. There was no reason to show up flat. I totally see a reason for thinking Buffalo wasn't going to be good. We've watched them the last 15 years. It's human nature. No one thought the Blues were bad and you were going to roll them. It was an awful effort. And no Tarasenko, no O'Reilly, no Krug, no Perenovich. I think Scandella might be back. They're pretty dinged up right now.
I don't know. I thought I read this morning that Scandella's still.
Oh, he's still out. You're right.
He's out. They have.
So that's 4 regulars there. Perenovich is a guy they thought they could bring in and have a bit of an offensive role in the back end for. He's hurt too.
Bortuzzo. Yeah, they have 6, 7 regulars. All of them out. I think Scandella was on the reevaluate in 6 months.
Oh, yeah,
kind of a
good.
thing.
Yeah.
Not ideal. It will be likes the fight guy in net for St. Louis.
Yeah.
Jordan Binnington.
Red ass.
Yeah. Get running around, get him all hot and bothered.
If this gets out of hand either way, just stay with it. Because Binnington is volatile.
He's got it. I mean, I guess maybe if you've done it that many
times.
Coach
railroaded him, a month ago?
Coaches told him. His teammates have to have told him, dude, smarten up.
Well, Berube post-game said it's not helping. It's just got to stop the damn puck. It was a while ago. We played it on the show, but I don't know. He's a unique cat. No one had heard of the guy, and then they were last place in the NHL. He carried them to a Stanley Cup. No one's ever going to take that away, but maybe he needs that internal fire. Me against the world. That's the only way that gets things done.
It was a 5-2 game back in December 16th at the Dome. The Blues beat the Flames. It was not a pretty one. No. The last 8 games between the two, the Blues have won 7 of them.
Jeez.
And in the last 6 in St. Louis, the Blues are 4-1-1. Now, this was a Blues team that had won a Stanley Cup, had been a very good team, that weren't this banged up. Flames also lost to Chicago the other night, a team without Patrick Kane, a team that they should have beaten. I'm kind of at a point right now where I feel like the effort's going to be there, but just with how uncertain the offense is, I don't know how to feel about it necessarily. Brandon Saad has 6 goals in his last 6 games. Kairu's scoring. Robert Thomas, don't do it, is playing pretty well right now as well. Greiss actually was in net. I thought maybe he would go. I think it was Sunday night shutout the Minnesota Wild, but they are going with likes to fight guy, or likes to think he likes to fight guy.
They're 3 back of the Flames. Games played are even, and yeah, they're missing some big parts.
The scary part is they're going to be treating it as a must-win, don't you think? Like this.
Absolutely, they're
what you just
Flames
said.
are in a wild card spot. Blues are not. You got 2 in a row. You beat them twice. You pass them in the standings. It's that simple for the Blues.
The bigger question I have, and it's the one. It's a question for you, Rhett, is where are you on St. Louis ribs?
Oh,
because I feel like anytime I see St. Louis ribs, I feel like they're inferior to the baby back. And I feel if I'm from St. Louis and we're going to be all about St. Louis ribs, they better be tops in their class in some way. Where are you on the St. Louis style rib?
I will never turn down a rib of any flavor or style, but I would say it's down certainly not top of the list for me. No, it's
flatter and straighter. That's what I'm told here.
It's really not about the rib. There's certain segments of America where you got Texas barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, St. Louis, like they all have the Carolina barbecue a little bit, right? Like they're all a little bit different. I would like the Texas barbecue myself. I'm not so St. Louis to me, it doesn't jump out at me, but I'll eat it. I'll eat it if I have to, boom.
St. Louis style ribs, uniform in shape, a little easier to work with. They've got less meat than baby back ribs, but that meat is fattier. So is the meat supposedly better? I do. I just feel like I'm not getting I'm getting more with my baby backs.
I need to do some exhaustive research here. I feel like we should lay out all these different styles of barbecue from different regions, and it feels like a trick question having to pick one.
The meatiest and most flavorful cut of ribs. There's a lot of bone that yields a high amount of fat. I guess maybe I don't know. I'm going to have to do a case study.
So we need a rib showdown.
There's only one way to really figure it out. And that concludes my St. Louis analysis for tonight.
Very good. Yeah. And by the way, text all your sources around the Flames organization. They have an off day tomorrow. So clearly rib night tonight for the Thursday game.
maybe Kelly Chase could come on. We can talk about ribs.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about Tony Twist injuring a vehicle when it hit him on a motorbike.
Chaser's a
Great
chef.
combo.
He would have opinion here. I think he's taken courses. Like I was in Scottsdale last year, and I didn't go. I was invited over to Ray Whitney's house. There was a kids hockey tournament, and Chaser was in town. Blah blah blah. A whole bunch of guys were going to Whitney's. We were too busy, but apparently, Chaser just said, "Listen, I got this. I'm going to come over. I'm going to cook for everyone." And it was amazing. So maybe we should get Chaser on to talk some recipes, food. He's a foodie.
Now, true or false, were you at odds with Chaser at one time? Because I seem to remember, let's get Chase on the phone. You were like, it's not a good time. We're kind of.
He was pissed off at me because he runs in Saskatoon. They have a, I don't know what you call it. It's not a pro-am where you, like the draft where you go and play for.
Yeah, like the Gordie Howe game that always happens.
Yes. Yeah. You draft alumni or NHL guys, and I don't participate. And he's like, "You're an idiot." So Chaser will give me his opinion.
You were going and then not go, or you just didn't?
I don't recall. It was a while back, but no, I think we've mended fences for sure.
Yeah, well, that'd be good. That'd be good. Was it in Saskatoon as well where you did the charity bike ride?
Mm-hmm. And he organized that. So,
okay, You want to tell people about the charity bike ride you took part in?
It's the Children's Hospital, and I don't know if they called it the Saskatchewan Children's Hospital, Saskatoon Children's Hospital. Right. Anyway, they didn't have one, so they're raising funds for it. And Chaser is a huge charity guy, gets involved in everything, which is, give him applause for that. Anyway, he puts this group together, a bunch of alumni. We're going to go in. We're going to do a bike ride because he was into biking at the time. We're going to bike from Prince Albert to Saskatoon, Saskatoon to Swift, Swift to Regina, Regina to Saskatoon. A bike-a-thon.
That's a lot of jams there.
Yeah.
It's raising a lot of money, though. We're talking about a hospital, right? Big one.
Yeah. And then they would have a big, every city they went through, they'd have a big event that night. And so I said, yep, I'm in. So I went and did one leg of the 4-leg bike-a-thon.
Which leg of the bike-a-thon was it?
The shortest leg from Prince Albert to Saskatoon. 134 clicks, I think, something like that.
So were you dying or was it okay?
No, and then I had the best of intentions. I was going to do the right thing. I was going to get in shape. I was going to get a bike. Well, I got a bike. I didn't get in shape, and my bike was electric, so it really helped. I didn't have to get in shape. Remember? And then I stole the bike.
See, there's so many layers to it, and it's just pure Warner, right?
As soon as he started talking, I thought about the cow race. Something's happening.
Let's take. If you're keeping score at home,
yeah.
Are you in? Yep, yeah. I'm in. How many legs? All the legs. 1 leg. Are you gonna buy? I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna buy a bike. No, you're not doing that. Shows up, borrows a bike. It's like a moped bike. It's not even one of these e-bikes now where you pedal and get a. It's like, bzzz, like it's a motorbike. It's essentially a motorbike on the one leg he borrowed from a guy and never gave it back. Someone at the station. Yeah, we'll give you a bike.
Well, which leg? It must have been the longest one.
Shortest leg. Kept the bike. That bike has to be $2,000.
You're a weasel,
if not more.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's $5,000. Just
I don't know what.
It's one of those cute ones where you see like French ladies in Paris zipping around.
Couldn't find the guy.
Yeah, I bet. Now, were you getting shots about it? Were people giving you a hard time?
No, I'm sure that was just fine. Everyone else is doing that.
There were eyebrows. There was a lot of jealousy too. You get about halfway through, and you guys are pedaling away, and
Rhett's passing them.
They had an
Hey, Chaser. How's it
I
going?
rode about 30 clicks. So I did ride about 30 clicks. And then, but I had
You know what,
the
Rhett?
seat
Yeah.
was at the wrong level. So by the end of it, my knees were really sore, really sore.
Yeah, I can't imagine the kind of pain and anguish you were in.
Can't believe that guy would lend you a bike that wasn't fit to your specifications.
Mopeding
Yeah.
a pedal bike route.
Just here, take
Thoughts
this
and
bike.
prayers.
Doesn't know anything about you. Gosh. But you know what, Rhett? At the end of the day, who was it for?
For the kids, Dean.
It's for the kids.
There is a children's
Any-
hospital in
Kelly-
Saskatoon now.
Kelly
There
Chase
is.
has nothing on you, buddy. Nothing on you. Mad Rose Pub, you see the banner there on the YouTube. They are our ticket sponsor. We got a bit of a road trip here. Next, we got
sweating.
2 more games. One against Chicago, the return match.
Oh, and you're saying on the next homestand. Yeah.
So we'll have tickets to give away for that, as well the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Never heard of them.
So those are the next 2 games that we will have tickets.
Boy,
to
Columbus
give away
coming back. That's
in the month
probably,
of in this month. Anyway,
probably not a hot ticket at all. Columbus on a Monday. Nothing else surrounding that event. Anyone? Oh, Good Branson coming back.
Yeah, that's
probably
right.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Montage for Good Branson. That's what it is.
montage for sure. That
There's
1 year,
something.
so good. I know you'll get to it. Well, oddly, probably some more Columbus Blue Jacket coverage coming in the Pinder report.
I just
a
learned
hunch.
about this team. I'm very excited to dig in.
The Shoveler, I know the Shoveler was away. Took your boys, came back home. She's back there. She's been very good at providing some video and some content for us. Remember from the drinking party, she had she flipped the bird, and that was a good screen grab. And she was that. More video coming our way, as it ties into one of our sponsors.
Oh, good.
So let's take a look at the video here. I know we got it formatted up. We had to do a little bit of tinkering right before the show, but Princey got her all lined up. A little home video of retro
Nap time, Rhett.
after Afterburner the other night.
Oh, wow. It was late out there. Eastern
Yeah, I
time.
know. Yeah. Take a listen.
Sounds like a wood chipper. Jeez, Rhett.
How is she supposed to get any kind of rest?
Well, now we know he's wearing a TV wig
Whoa,
for the show. Look
That's
at
right.
this.
Got your put some color in your hair to take away the grays. No, when you come back to town, I'm going to hook you up with Dr. J over at Outdoor Dental.
Good.
That's something.
That sounds like apnea to me. I'm not a doctor. Dr. J is. I mean, he's going to figure out. Jay Patel over at Outdoor Dental. Snoring treatments, soft palate. A lot of times you think, well, what is it? Is it in your nasal? You're right, just right there. Just right there.
Dr. J knows where it is. You don't need to know where it is. He'll fix it for you.
It's a laser treatment, 2 15-minute treatments. It increases the tension of the soft palate. So when it gets a little flabby,
It's floppy.
you have a flabby palate there, is my guess, Rhett. Your
Yeah,
soft palate's gotten a little flabby.
Just flab all around.
So we're going to tighten that thing up. That's right. Reduce snoring. It's non-surgical. It's pain-free. And, of course, in addition to that, if you get anxious, you just cannot, the dentist is not your thing. Anxiety, this is the way to go. It is less invasive. Laser treatment, no drills. It's
No drills, no needles? Is that right?
it's the new way of doing business when it comes to dental work. Outdoor.dental is the website.
Okay, this thing's killing me.
Dr. J Patel, Outdoor Dental. Good to have him on board. We'll do the Pinder report. You were saying maybe a bit of a light one today. Only 4 games in the NHL.
And you know what?
3 of them were shutouts.
We're used to having Monday nighters. That's done for a week. We will have a Monday night NFL playoff game. Lighter slate. We did have a national championship game, but we don't really talk a lot of college football on the show. But we'll dive into some things.
All right. It's brought to you by the good folks at Village Honda. Did you see our boy? Is he in like Hawaii or is he? Oh yeah.
What?
He is Anthony is sunning himself as we speak.
Yeah.
Mecca-lecca high, mecca-hiney ho, mecca-lecca high, mecca-shiny ho. The all-new Honda CR-V Hybrid, it's arrived at Village Honda. Stop in, road test it today. See what all the hype is about. VillageHonda.com. It's the Pinder Report.
All right, gentlemen, Flames Blues tonight. Visitors need a bounce back after soiling themselves against Chicago on Sunday night, where a hungover Rhett Warner had to do his first afterburner.
Well, we saw him snoozing there afterwards.
Well, I know he was wiped.
Hammered.
He started drinking at the game. He said he had 2 coffees. Ooh.
It's too many coffees.
Craters,
stomach,
18 beers mixed in. It's like 7 times I'm freezing here. Either way, here's a look at the Flames lines for tonight's game. There's a little tweak as we saw. Yeah, there you go. Look at that 4th line. Lewis, Ruzicka, and Walker Deer.
So one of the call-ups, looks to be
the older, less offensively gifted one. Just as you'd put all your money on that Darryl would play first. It is Walker Deer on the 4th line. Zorona, says Pat Steinberg, is coming out. My Zorona. I think that's Zorna. He's coming out, and Pelletier will, for the 2nd straight game, get paid to be in the NHL League popcorn. It's worse things.
It's not a bad gig.
It's better things, but
now would he be making more, or would he be on one of those deals that pays him the same in both, being as a high draft pick, or would he be getting significantly more dough?
I don't think there'd be a games played bonus or anything. So, yeah, I think it's same. Either way, Pelletier and Zorona, Zorona, going to be watching this one. It looks like Markstrom was first off the ice at skate this morning. That indicates he's the likely starter, although I thought Dan Vladar is pretty damn good in Chicago. You got 2 games. You can mix it up. Would we see Pelletier and Vladar on Thursday, maybe? Who knows? Darryl knows, actually. We would know that. But we'll see how tonight goes first. As for the Blues, let's take a peek at their lineup. They're missing some bodies. We talked about it earlier. Yeah, it's no Tank, no O'Reilly, no Perunovic, no Krug, no Scandella, no Bortuzzo. And a lot of these guys here, that top line still scares me. I like those 3 players. Buchnevich was a nice pickup out of the Rangers. Well, Bob Thomas, one of the best passers in the business, and Jordan Kyrou is coming to his own as one of the better young players in the game. And then that second line kind of looks like a shutdown line. After that, you got the young guy, Jake Neighbors, and a bunch of guys trying to prove they still
Airdrie
should be in the NHL.
Boy, Jake.
Remember when
Jacob Pelletier
Chucky wanted out of town?
Go ahead, sorry.
He does have a games play bonus?
No, he's got a minor league salary.
Oh, he's up though, yeah. So
what I was saying, that was the point I was making. Is that 70 grand is his minor salary, or I mean, he's not playing, but it's significantly more.
I thought you meant was whether he sits or plays. No, he's on NHL money because he's up, so that's a big change from. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's the story on Flames and Blues for tonight. We'll see. Calgary needs a much better effort. Wasn't like they were bad against Chicago, but certainly lacking urgency against Chicago for large swaths of that contest. NHL news. Well, look at this. Do you know the Stars are watching? Every day we do the show. We do the show for us. We do it for Tan Man. We do it for Princey. We do it for the Wolverine. We do it for the 3 of us. Just have some fun. There are superstars that love, watch, and just cannot get enough Barn Burner. So much so that they will go to social media just to comment on some of the things that happen on the show, including former Flame and second in league scoring last year, Johnny Gaudreau. Big fan of the Barn Burner, apparently. He's chiming in. He's weighing in on topics. Look at this. There's Johnny. I only eat cheese pizza. Tells you how accurate that is, you donkey. Whoa, what are we talking about here? You were doing the Yuri Hoodler story from Vegas.
That was what, Thursday, Friday of last week?
I think something like that. Yeah. You were talking, we had the Bob Hartley, we played the Yuri with no shoes on, the speech at the All-Star game. You got Gio was there. You were down with Rhett covering it, and you regaled us with a tale of Johnny, and Yuri was just taking the piss out of him, talking about, and then Johnny come in, he's eating the pizza. Well, you said it was pepperoni pizza.
I did, yeah.
How dare you? And now I don't even know if you just made the whole thing up or not. Because if it was cheese pizza and not pepperoni, how do I even know if it wasn't some other player, not Johnny, or a different guy on a different team, or even a different sport? Maybe it was a soccer player that did that when there's an injury. your credibility shot, bucko.
Well, the key to when you're making up a story is to insert details.
Like really fine
details.
Because
then it must be true then.
Yeah.
But boy, when you get caught like this.
Yeah, just pantsed, eh?
When you're making shit up, it's so embarrassing.
So I think like
I only eat cheese pizza.
Oh. I mean, busted, dude.
Yeah. Misinformation. No, misinformation is full of it.
I need to take the L, is what I've been told.
Well, and take that back. You could also,
take it back.
One thing I would like to give you, though, is, well, look at this special delivery. Let's see what this is. Who's this young man?
Is he 7 years old?
That's a long time ago.
Order some pizza?
What? Get out of here.
How's it going?
Good.
Johnny. Good, how are you? You guys order some pizza?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah? All right.
Guarantee it's cheese at Johnny's Steak.
Cheese pizza.
How's it going?
Look at our Flames shit on. Look at
Wow, from the Flames, Johnny?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
It's nice, though.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Johnny Pizza.
Good.
So they're calling him in Columbus.
Yeah, good on him. Good for him. I love the forced smiles.
Yeah, go to the end there. It's like, what do I do with this damn kid? This thing gonna drool on me?
What about the baby?
He's a spring chicken there, isn't he? Holy.
And you know what's great about social media is he responds to the thing.
Yeah.
I only eat the cheese pizza. So then, I mean, that was how long?
When did we screenshot that? Is that this morning?
Like literally tens and hundreds, like thousands and thousands of views or whatever.
100,000 people saw that tweet.
So then I start taking shit. Then he starts taking shit, and then you've got people bickering against each other.
Yeah,
like,
just fighting
you got
in the mentions.
nice friggin' hairline. Oh, okay, well, your mom's a slut. Is that? Oh my God! So what happens is anytime somebody responds, your phone is like bays. I just had to put my phone away.
Yeah.
I just turned it off, plugged it in. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Kid hockey right to curling, and I checked my phone out. Like, what the Sam hell's going on here? I got like 1,000 minutes. I didn't do anything here. And so I think we got to get this framed, a picture of the Johnny quote for our first really viral moment, because he's such a big fan of the show. Maybe we'll put up on the wall, get it framed. Wouldn't that be nice?
I did.
You know, those like inspirational quotes where it's just like, second is the first loser, or, you know, the cheetah wakes up and has to kill the wildebeest to eat. Go get him, champ. We could do one with Johnny. I only eat cheese pizza.
I did like
you donkey.
You donkey at the end. I almost felt like that's a bit of a long. Now, what was it? Was it when we had Conroy on? Because Johnny was in on something else we did, Princey. Remember the one day, and Johnny, I think we saw him either in the chat or whatever. You were telling me about that the one day.
Oh, I don't know if that was a real Johnny or someone pretending to be Johnny.
Well, but it was the check mark and the whole thing. Yeah.
And look at that. There he is. He's all jacked up.
Yeah.
No pepperoni.
Some people.
I thought just kids.
Johnny, please come back. We'll give you all the cheese pizza you'd want in the whole wide world. And other people like, take your pizza and stick it.
Nice record in Columbus, you loser. And you're like, oh boy, geez, this is tough. Social media
is the worst and the worst of all.
Wasn't it neat to be right in the sewer though? With all the
really
shit and piss, just to bathe in that for a good 12, 24 hours.
You know what though? The guy cares. The guy cares.
Monday's going to be interesting. A couple Mondays from now when he's back.
I'll say this. He's making a lot of money. He's in Columbus. He's got a kid now. Life's different.
Yeah. Still cares about the show.
I think there's a part of him that wishes he was here. Went to Columbus. That team is worse this year than it was last year and the year before. I mean,
look at the pizza. Yeah.
Where are they? Bottom 5 in the league?
Oh, yeah. They're right in the Connor sweepstakes.
Class,
top 3, I think. Yeah. Not good. It's them, Anaheim, and Chicago.
He remembers scoring that overtime goal to win the series. He remembers that.
Yeah.
He's,
you know what?
He misses us.
Sometimes you wonder when it's that close to signing, if just the littlest thing set him off. Like if after Game 7, for example, they had pepperoni pizza, you had to peel those pepperonis off. That would have lost straw. Maybe not. Okay, we'll move on, Rhett. How about that? It must have been late out east, and we saw you snoring there. You still might have been whacked out. That didn't look like comfortable, healthy sleep you had, Rhett. The Oilers lost in LA last night.
Wow.
Skin Dog, the old skin flute, got the hook, and it was Jack Campbell in. He didn't do much better.
Former team. team that drafted him, wasn't it? Or it was Dallas?
It was Dallas, and
Drafted him, then he went to LA and
became an NHLer in LA.
resurrected his
and then
career. That's
Traded
right.
to Toronto because he had a low cap hit, and they were up against it, and then became a good player, and then forgot how to play net, and then Edmonton gave him 25/5. We all know how it went. But now the sky's falling in Edmonton. Check out this article from The Athletic today from their resident Oilers reporter. The Heat's getting cranked up. They're 5th in their division, boys. With McDavid, it's like, oh, well, once he gets going. No, he's having one of the greatest individual seasons in the history of the league. And so the knives are out, or at least the, you better do something about this.
Now, in that article, because they detail that the top pairing of Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci isn't quite up to snuff, and the goaltending hasn't been great. But they also, your boy Dom,
Loose chicken
with The Athletic, he has his models, the projections, and he has them finishing 5th
in the Pacific
and the second and final wild card.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, I think he has them as of today projected for about 96, 95 point something points. Like that's right on the bubble of you might not get in with that point total.
The same projection, I believe, has the Flames, I believe, with home ice in round 1, finishing 2nd.
Just edging out Seattle.
Just out of,
now, that's one model. It's not everything, but it's a very good model. And it probably, to the point of the article, speaks to how bad everything around the two superstars must be if they're having the types of seasons there, particularly Connor, that they could miss.
And last night, it's the taste of their own medicine type of thing. They went 0 for 6 in the power play, gave up 4 power play goals.
Fiala had 4 power play points.
Yeah.
Kid me? Anyway, so our sentiments here at the Barn Burner.
I know we don't want to talk about the Oilers because the people that watch this probably don't want to hear about it. You have to be, even though you're 5th or what, you have to be all in if you're Ken Holland. You have to go get Chychrun or Kane, or you have to, don't you? Because of where you're at with those two guys.
Good news this morning. The other Kane could be back before the All-Star break. We talked about it. 9 games for the Flames before the All-Star break. I'm sure it's a similar number for the Oilers, so that would put them 2 weeks away.
Do you sit Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl down and say, listen,
doesn't matter.
The draft this year is really strong. We can't give up our first-round pick. Do you know how strong this draft class is?
We really can't be giving away firsts here.
Guys, there could be a franchise player in there.
Well, and especially if you miss the playoffs, you're going to have a good pick. This goes deeper. Something's wrong in that organization, and maybe it's the big guys that are the problem.
How high? Right?
Well,
you're talking about players. I'd go up the org chart. I don't think they've done a good enough job surrounding these guys.
Maybe, but
that D is brutal. The goalies are not good enough. One guy is having a great year. He's in the AHL almost all last year. That's not how this was supposed to go.
So, Rhett, were you talking about management or were you talking about the top players?
No, I'm talking about players. Something's not right in that room. They should like that team should be way, way, way better. So, and yes, the personnel, the goaltending is not good and the defense isn't good, but there's no way that it's too long. It's been that way where you got some stud offensive players and nothing else goes well. If I was a detective, I'd be digging into what's really the problem, because you can get average players play better, right? They get average players and those players play like shit, right? Like, why? Is the coach terrible? Is the room the shits? Something
coach a lot.
Right? Like something's goofy there.
Well, and remember, it was not long ago, you called the coaching change.
You did. Yeah.
Well, he had tapped in. You saw it in an interview that day, the day before. I was like, he done. He's had enough. He's tried. He's pushed all the buttons he can. He's throwing his hands up. So
this is the 8th year of Connor McDavid's career. They've won 3 series, and they lost a best of 5 in their own building to Chicago, who sold at the deadline that year.
And does it make it worse now, Rhett, when you've had, because remember last year, they won 2 rounds. They got to the final 4. You've had a bit of that taste.
The expectation was...
But if you're McDavid and now you know what that feeling is, you scored a series clinching goal, right? I need that now. Whereas before, maybe if you didn't, well, yeah, I'm going to love the playoffs. Now you know what that pressure is like. You got to have a stronger hunger
they had that run a long time ago where they won a series and then lost to Anaheim. They're playing well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, something stinks there, right? I don't care. I'm an Oilers fan. I'm happy to watch them flounder, but I think you got to do a deep dive into that because I don't think it's as easy as saying, oh, the goaltenders. Oh, the blame everybody else. Well, that team is not a cohesive unit. That team doesn't take.
Let me ask you. I just want to ask you this question. It's not a direct comparable, but I'll just ask. I'll frame it this way. Is it hard sometimes, or is it a natural instinct, maybe, when you're on a team where there's such a steep drop off in skill, and the power play is that good, and those top two guys are that good, that you just almost rely on them just naturally? Connor and Leon are going to get us out of this. Yeah. I'll take shorter shifts. Those guys are so good. They have a better chance of getting us in this game than I do. They'll save us. Does that just become kind of a unconscious thing after a point? I mean,
it probably does to a certain extent, but that's where a leader, you would think, would have a focus of making sure everyone feels important and being able to recognize, hey, yeah, guys, I'll do this, but we all have to contribute and feel like a really good leader would make those guys recognize it. Nothing happens if it's just one person. We have to. It's a team game. It's hockey. This isn't new, right? Everybody has to contribute. You get on the ice, you can't just go, I'm going to go out here and kill 20 seconds, give Connor and Leon a rest so that they can go out and play like that. And I don't think guys in the NHL think that way. I don't. Could it creep into your game? Maybe a little bit, but that's what I mean. It's a stupid scenario where you're trying to break this down and make sense of it. And it's like, well, it can't be the same thing over. And well, they signed Koskinen, and that was just stupid. Well, they signed Campbell, and that was stupid. Well, the other goalie's no good. Well, their defense is terrible. You've got Draisaitl on one of the greatest contracts probably in NHL history right now. Like, he's cheap for what he does. And McDavid's not now overpaid, right? Like,
and is their D that bad?
But that's just it. At what point do these guys rise up and get better instead of floundering and looking like they're the worst? I don't know.
Last thought from me on it. How does Connor go into the media after a loss when he was the best player on the ice by a mile and address the team's struggles? That's always the awkward party for me because he knows when he's had a good game. And I think he's incredibly humble. He doesn't like talking about himself, all that, but we just got to be better.
That's how that whole thing.
Everyone upset me has to be better.
That whole thing last year started because of that. Why are you so pissy? It's because he and Leon were constantly we're being asked questions, probably fair questions, about the team's struggles. And it wasn't them. Their goaltending was no good. Their defensive play was no good. The power play and those two guys were great. And they got tired of having to tap dance around we need better goaltending. We can't give up so many odd man rushes, that sort of thing. That's where that whole thing started.
That's a good point. That context, I think, makes sense.
And I think, and I don't know, was Tippett the guy? Apparently not.
Todd McClellan?
I said it from the start. I said it from the start. Was Hitchcock there when he started?
I'm trying to remember.
Anyway,
I've been through
my thing with the Oilers, and I don't poke fun at my memory because it could be way off, but I always thought they never surrounded Connor McDavid with someone that could teach him how to be a good leader. He's had to wing it on his own since he was an 18-year-old teen in the room, right? Like, who was there that showed him how to be an NHL captain, right?
Who was that guy for Jerome here?
Craig.
Connie had it for a bit, yeah.
Dave Lowry. And when was Jerome named captain? Not when he was 19.
No, it was handed. It was like Connie talked about it. It was like, we have to give it to him now.
He's the same age as
Taylor Hall was captain of that team for him.
Yeah, because the point I was going to your point is you don't need Mark Messier or one of the greatest leaders ever. It just needs to be a guy who's been
a Jason Smith, a Ryan Smith, one of those type guys, right?
And it doesn't always
and
work, but
well, and it's some there, and it doesn't even have to be a player. It's better if it's a player, and you learn from each other, and you kind of like each other, and the room's good, and you create a good. I've never heard that the room's good in Edmonton. Never, ever, ever. Since he's been there and I've paid attention to it, I haven't heard the room is good there. Have I heard people say it's terrible? No, I've heard that it's not good. I've heard that there's.
I think the mistake that Oilers fans make is when this conversation comes up, they react, "Oh yeah, how's things going in Calgary?" The comparables for the Oilers are not any team in the division or the NHL right now. The comparables for the Oilers are the Penguins when they got Malkin and Crosby. It's comparable to the Oilers of the 80s when you had Messier and Gretzky. It's comparable to, the Lightning when you have Kucherov and Stamkos in their prime. Ovi and Backstrom, whatever it is. Like, we're talking about there should be a dynasty, if not a few banners, not can we make the playoffs. This isn't a who's better in Alberta. This is how are you wasting the prime of one of the greatest players in the history of this league so well? 3 series wins in 8 years. That's not Lemieux. That's not Stevie Y. That's not Sid. That's not any of the other superstars of the caliber we would place McDavid in. And I think the responsibility for that goes well above the locker room, right to the people that run the organization. Anything under the owner, including the owner, is responsible for this because they've rolled through 1 million coaches and had all the big free agent splashes. They've traded first. They've kept first. They're not well run enough. And Connor knows it. Awkward party.
Yeah. Very well, and that's you're right. It always goes, "Oh, you guys make fun of the Oilers." Yeah, and I poke fun at the Oilers, and
I don't think we're having a different conversation than what Oiler fans are having because they're frustrated. They know they're 5th. They see it. I read. Does Jesse Puljujarvi lead them in fighting majors or something this year? I saw this stupid stat last night that Klim Kostin goes in and starts running around, and they're like,
"Look at this guy!
Finally, there's somebody here with some piss and vinegar who's going to stir the drink a little bit." You're probably bang on, man.
You look at if we want to keep going on,
half-hour Oilers tangent.
That's fine.
Any final thought, Rhett, or no?
Well, I'm just looking. I pulled up the stats. I mean, obviously McDavid's heads and tails better offensively than anyone, maybe forever. But that was my point, was that if you just go off their positions, their top 3-4 guys, you've got Connor McDavid as a centerman, Leon Draisaitl, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. It should be
centers if you want them.
Yeah, they're all centers if you want. That should be every other team in the league should be salivating. Go, oh my God, can you imagine if we had those 3 guys as your 1, 2, 3
GM's wet dream,
right? Like, what are we talking about? And they're all producing 77, 62, and 48 points. Then Hyman's got 44. I think he's doing what he's supposed to do. But
Kane was fine before the injury.
For some reason, they don't win.
Who's their best player outside that top 5? Not an easy question. Okay, we'll move on. National championship game. Georgia against TCU last night. And boy, when you miss an extra point in one of these championship games, you're like, is this going to come back and haunt us? Like, is this going to screw us over? Nope. This miss was going to be A-OK, Dean. At halftime,
this is the biggest game of our season.
This is the biggest game for a lot of these guys' careers. You might not ever be on a stage this big again. Back-to-back for Georgia. Could you do it?
Friggin' kickers.
And you gotta buckle down here. This is a chip shot. He's at the 10-yard line here. This is 21 yards. Oh boy, jeez.
What the H are you doing?
They'd survive that somehow.
They held on, did they?
And the internet really loves a rout. So let's walk through the memes here. Georgia's the Bulldogs, of course. So I always like a good dog analogy for a dog team. This is Georgia on TCU.
Yeah.
Also, the TCU defense taking it a bit. It just felt like they're a little overwhelmed. And so for live footage of that, we head to a beach somewhere where this is TCU's defense trying to stop.
No.
And then how many points do you think they're going to put up tonight? Because they were on quite a torrid pace early. And the answer to that was Baltimore Ravens player whose name is Isaiah Likely and whose number is 80. So the back of his jersey just says Likely 80.
Likely 80. Yeah.
Which is far out. That's Robert Griffin III, IG3. That's funny. Finally, boys, hate to do it without you, but we're all pulling the rope here at Barn Burner. Had to do a business meeting without you yesterday. So
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, here to help. Don't want to. So chatting with clients and some paperwork and check in with the.
For those of you not on the YouTube, it's it's the Nation Truck, #Nation Truck, the Tower Chrysler one that's sitting right in front of the old Bonton.
Yeah, we had to go say hi. So there you go.
How's everything up there?
Oh, Greg's in great spirits.
He is, eh?
Well, they talk about how busy Christmas gets. No one busier than Bonton. And so January, a little more space. Said, hey, if you guys have just time to hang, it's this month. So, and also
the haggis.
Great service. Haggis isn't haggis. He wants haggis. Dean is not impressed.
I'm not doing.
You're just going to hammer hot dogs and not care what's in and then really worry about what's in haggis? Get over yourself.
I do not need to see how the sausage is made.
That's your Pinder report.
Brought to you by Village Honda. Did you get your spa thing all figured out for the wife's car? Gift certificate?
We're good.
Yeah, boy.
Gift certificate's not going to do it. It's got to be clean when she's back. It's clean. It's in the garage. It's not going anywhere.
They'll detail your car. It's the state-of-the-art service center. They've been taught it's your dealership for life. You can find out why. Swing by Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall. Check them out online, villagehonda.com, and you can check out Anthony's social media to see see him on the beach. Was that him with the broom there trying to stop the surf from rolling in? Talked about it earlier. We're going up to Jasper at the end of the month. If so, you're not doing the pond hockey thing. Maybe you just want to go to Jasper because it is all about the month of January up in Jasper. They have gotten together as a community, as a group, and they're rolling things out. The whiskey, wine, and hops event I mentioned during, I think it's while we're there, the street party, the fireworks. There's deals on accommodations, on food, on different retail thing, and the experiences you can go on. It's the lighter side of winter up in Jasper. Jasper.travel/January, and it'll take you there. I mentioned the poutine. They got the poutine deal going on up there. Yeah. And of course, if you're into skiing, Marmot Basin, only half price lift tickets all the time.
That's a deal.
$89 plus tax. Best deal in the Rockies is back this year. Save 50% off regular price. Adult, senior, student, youth tickets every day, all season, no blackout dates. Go to their web, jasper.travel. You'll be hard pressed to find a reason not to go.
Careful. You're going to want to go to Jasper.
So going to want to go.
That's what it is, yeah.
You are definitely going to want to go.
Careful with those double and triple negatives. It's really confusing.
There it is. Venture beyond.
We got to get tuned up here. I don't want to show up with rust falling off us or that 3-on-3 tournament. We're representing the brand here.
I'm beyond repair. I don't. What? When's the event? 2026? Like, there's
I'm not asking you to get in shape, but maybe we'll get that steak tip. Your hands get a little loose if you play with the puck a bit.
Oh yeah,
just get on the ice a bit between now and then. Huh?
Sure.
Go on the interwebs and search some of those sales places that you like to visit and buy some useless crap that you can set up in your garage and stick handle through and work on your hands in the garage. Get out in the garage. You don't have that fancy car anymore. You got lots of room in the garage.
No, it's in the car. It's in the garage.
Ramps still taking up space?
It's in the garage. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to go to Jasper. I'm going to enjoy myself, the poutine, the whiskey, the wine, the hops, the street festival, the fireworks, and all of that.
Yeah.
I think for a 3-on-3 tournament, we got plenty of guys.
Do you want to be our mascot?
It's if the mascot is the guy that takes a couple twirls and then drinks on the side, then sure.
Doesn't sound far off, yeah. Be our Harvey.
You've seen me golf. That'll be me at the pond hockey.
Oh, you got to be better at hockey than golf.
Come on. Hold your breath. I'm good at spinning tunes.
Were you on a traveling team at some point? You went on these men's trips all over the world?
Spinning tunes and having some beers in the sidelines, cheering everybody on.
We need a ringer.
You're
yeah,
what
when
the
you-
Oilers need. Dean is what the Oilers need. They don't need more skill.
Just a
They need a
room guy.
good room guy. Somebody to lift the
said, that's
spirits.
God-
You
God,
stay
that's
at home
focus.
D? They could use a stay at home D too.
That should be one of our shirts. I'm good in the room.
All right.
Rhett, you were good in the room.
If that room's the bar, I'm deadly.
You're just in a lot of rooms. I'm always
That's
in the
true,
room,
yeah.
is what your shirt would read. Betway Bets of the day, and we'll get out of here. How about that?
Let's do it.
Betway
Let's
Bets
go.
of the day.
Let's go.
There were only 4 games last night in the NHL. I believe there are 10 on the cooker tonight.
25 teams.
Yeah, it's a lot. I didn't go Blues Flames. We usually take those two.
Don't jinx them. You've been jinxing the Flames. Stay away.
Sorry, Rhett. Kraken at the Sabres tonight.
Oh.
The Sabres lost 4-0 last night to Philadelphia. The Kraken, they've won 5 in a row, 7-2-1 in their last 10. On the road, 13-4-2.
Shut out the Habs. Who did you see those uniforms? Why are they dressed up like the Kraken?
Yeah, I don't know. Kraken are plus money. Look, there it is.
Wow.
What does it say? Which account? That's the Sabres account? Really?
Read it out for us.
You're on the small
That says
screen.
right
You can't
there.
really read it.
Rhett Warner will be on the pregame show tonight. Tune in at 6:30.
Wow. That's the Sabres in-house
Mm-hmm.
or the TV
Mhm.
broadcast?
MSG Network, or
Okay.
whatever it is.
Oh, good. Good for you.
So anyway, Kraken are plus money in Buffalo. I'll take the plus 100
All right.
money line.
They're rolling.
Two
And the
high-scoring
Devils at the
teams.
Hurricanes. The Devils, remember that start they had?
Oh, they're on fire.
Cooled a little bit. Canes are
bit.
still very strong. They've played each other twice recently. December 20th, right before Christmas, 4-0 Carolina in Carolina. Last week, a 5-4 Carolina win in a shootout
Ooh.
in New Jersey. This one is back in Raleigh. Regulation win, plus 100 for the Canes. Those are my 2 games for the bets of the day.
And on the Carolina front, sounds like Freddie Anderson's close,
Is it?
which will bring on an interesting decision because Ranta's been anti-Ranta, and this Pyotr Chotkev has been phenomenal
It's
as
not
well.
it, but-
So, well, it's something like that. See if they go with the 3-headed monster, which everyone loves. 3 goalies, perfect. Works so well. Everyone loves practice with 3 goalies, right? Here are my bets of the day. I'm going to home. If I can't go on Calgary and be jinxie pants, why don't I just jump on one of Calgary's finest? Columbus is in Tampa. Cheese pizza against the 2-time champs. Braden Point, 2 points or more, plus 162. 1 point on the power play, plus 135. Calgary's finest. Go get them.
Look at you. There you have it. Get the app on your phone. Follow along. It's the Betway Bets of the day. What are we, 6 o'clock puck drop?
Yep. St. Louis at 6. And Thursday, too.
So that's all right. It's a little early hockey for us. There's the Habs.
Yeah, why are you trying to look like the Kraken?
There's
Is
only
this
so
like,
much you
welcome
can
to the league? We love you. Welcome, Seattle. Hey, we're going to wear jerseys that look like yours.
It's the reverse retro.
It's
You
not
can only
good.
do so many things with.
I think it's the original 6s. It's hard for those teams because there's such historic, like seared into our brains logos that you mess anything around. It's like, oh, it looks like shit.
Was that an Expos thing, perhaps?
Probably, yeah, the powder blues. But it's just, I when the new teams have fun with it, you love it, and then the old ones, oh, I don't. Oh.
So 6 o'clock start. Good start time, and then afterburner.
Yeah,
We're
Rhett, are
gonna
you
have
doing
tonight.
afterburner tonight? 11 Sabres time? You're going to be completely zonked out by then. Oh, he's muted.
You've turned your mic off.
Yeah.
I got to do the Sabres broadcast. 6:30. I don't know what the math is. Someone will be there though.
What?
I got to do the Sabres broadcast, so I'm not sure if I can do the afterburner, but someone will be at the afterburner. I'm sure somebody will do it.
Is this how scheduling's going to work? We're going to get to day of and then.
No, what it's going to
Yeah.
be is just Rhett's not going to do them, and you and I will end up doing them.
I
I
don't
said
like that.
Thursday. I said Thursday. You asked for Thursday off, so go ahead.
Well, that's true. He wants to do Thursday. I was thinking the Rhett. I mean, 6 o'clock.
There's only so many early
Mountain.
games.
I
This is
mean,
the week of
if
early
you want to
games.
buckle up for the 8:30 LA starts, that's fine too.
Yeah, there's no chance I'm doing that. So
You realize an afterburner is going to start about midnight your time for a Flames home game.
So are you doing tonight?
I'm happy to do it tonight. Would you like to do it tonight?
No.
Rhett, would you like to do it tonight?
You need Thursday off.
Yeah.
So you may as well do tonight.
I don't need, but
I'll do
if I-
Thursday.
Yeah, good. Rhett, you're on tonight. See you then.
Pinder and Warner tonight on Afterburner.
Good luck. Hope I can
YouTube's
make it work.
podcast downloads. When you're on your way in tomorrow, fire up your old podcast there and hear all the insight,
Oh yeah.
the jocularity, the yucks,
Jocularity.
hilarity.
Well,
Rhett was drinking Caesars last time and was hungover the same day he started drinking.
Yeah. So that'll be tonight.
Tough to top.
Little afterburner following the Blues and Flames. We'll be back tomorrow.
Love it.
Work on Chaser.
Yeah.
Be great to get him on.
And we may have a special guest on Friday because I think Rhett's going to bail on us on Friday.
Oh, are you off Friday?
yeah, I'm taking off Friday. Kids hockey. It's the Buffalo Cup this weekend, Dean. Don't you know?
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Didn't.
Is that like the bean pot
Now you do.
for 10-year-olds?
Now I do. All right, buddies. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
Oilers suck.